Right now, the UK is facing a major challenge in its air defence system, a critical shortage of early warning aircraft. But there's some good news. The British government has signalled that it's ready to expand its fleet of Wedgetail E-7S, a next-generation surveillance aircraft. Why is this aircraft so important? What caused the delay, and what does this mean for the future of the Royal Air Force? Let's break it all down in today's video. The E-7 Wedgetail is a state-of-the-art airborne early warning and control aircraft developed by Boeing. It's based on the Boeing 737 airliner, but instead of carrying passengers, it's packed with high-tech sensors and radar systems. You can think of it as a flying radar station. It can detect enemy aircraft, missiles and ships hundreds of kilometers away. It then shares that information with friendly forces, giving them a massive tactical advantage. The Wedgetail is replacing the RAF's old E-3D Sentry, which was retired in 2021. Since then, the UK has had a gap in airborne surveillance, and in today's world, that's a serious problem. These aircraft are essential for coordinating fighter jets, monitoring airspace, and responding to threats like cruise missile attacks. Without them, it's like going blind during battle. Originally, the UK planned to buy 5 Wedgetail aircraft, but in 2021 the government made a controversial decision to cut that number down to just 3. Why? Mainly due to budget constraints. The goal was to save money, but in doing so they risked sacrificing operational capability. Experts warned that with just 3 aircraft the RAF would struggle to keep even one plane in the air at all times. Why? Because one is usually undergoing maintenance and another may be used for training or unavailable. So in reality, the UK might only have 1 Wedgetail available at any given time. That's not enough to protect national airspace, support NATO missions, and respond to emergencies. Critics, including defence analysts and former ministers, have called this a dangerous shortfall, especially at a time when global tensions are rising. Now comes the good news. On the 16th of July 2025, the UK's Armed Forces Minister, Luke Pollard, said something very important during a speech in Parliament. He confirmed that the government is considering expanding the Wedgetail fleet back to 5 aircraft. That's a huge reversal, and it could restore much-needed capability to the Royal Air Force. He also said that the aircraft are now expected to enter service in 2026 after several delays due to manufacturing and certification issues. Pollard explained that the delays were caused by supply chain issues, labour shortages, and complex integration of the radar systems, all of which are common in modern aviation projects. But now things are back on track, and the government is serious about getting this done. Expanding the Wedgetail fleet isn't just about buying more aircraft, it's part of a much larger strategy. The UK has committed to increasing its defence budget to 2.5% of GDP by 2027, and even more after that. This gives the government room to invest in new capabilities, including air surveillance. Pollard also emphasised the industrial benefits of expanding the fleet. The Wedgetail programme supports dozens of British companies, from electronics to maintenance and logistics. It also opens up export opportunities, as other NATO countries might want to buy similar systems. This isn't just about defending the UK, it's about creating jobs, boosting the economy and maintaining leadership in high-tech defence systems. The government is also planning to release a defence industrial strategy and investment plan later this year, and Wedgetail could be a key part of that roadmap. But even with this new momentum, challenges remain. The aircraft have not yet been certified for operational use. Only 1 Wedgetail has flown publicly so far, and testing is still ongoing. Critics like Marc Francois, a former defence minister, have demanded more transparency. He said the UK currently has no eyes in the sky. A serious concern given the threat of missile attacks and unpredictable global tensions. And there's another big question. Will the extra funding actually be approved? The promise to expand the fleet depends on future defence budgets, which could change with a new government or economic conditions. So while the statement is promising, it's not a done deal yet. To sum up, the UK is trying to fix a major gap in its air defence network. After cutting the Wedgetail fleet down to just 3 aircraft, the government is now signalling support to expand back to 5. If it happens, it would mean more coverage, more reliability, and more security for the nation. It's also a chance to boost the UK's defence industry and export capability. But challenges remain, from budget approvals to technical certification. So what do you think? Should the UK invest more in high-tech surveillance like Wedgetail? Or are there other priorities that matter more? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.